We're obviously going to talk some more Chelsea and some more Liverpool, so stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. But Kel,
I'm going to drop out, Terry.
Cheers, bro. Cheers, bro. Kel, so City were 2-0 up, and they ended up throwing it away again.
Yeah, we fucking bottled it again. I'm pissed. But at the same time, I'm not surprised because, yeah, that's just how the season's going. Same problems as always. Midfield, absolute crap. I thought Kova was terrible. De Bruyne was trying, but you can tell he has no legs. Akanji, Akanji's injured, so I feel bad getting mad at him for the end, but he's clearly not healthy, and he clearly can't rest. But we have reinforcements coming. I really hope one of them is announced and plays on Saturday, so somebody can get a rest. Good to see Foden score a couple of goals because I thought he was awful in the first half, and I was calling him out on Twitter, and I'd eat some crow on that, so I'll take that one. And I did want to shout out Nathan Ake. He's not healthy, but man, he saved our asses twice. Also, I hate that Brentford keeper. That guy, oh my God. He never gets booked for holding the ball for like 10 minutes. Like, what are you doing? It's just annoying. That's just annoying. That just annoyed me. We had that game won and we threw it away again. And that's just what this season is. I guess I'm just accepting it. Like that goal went in and I didn't even get pissed. I was just like, well, I knew that was going to happen. So yeah,
Yeah,
it is what it is.
I still find it a little strange for 17 games now, maybe even a bit longer. You're just so open. It's like the parting of the sea with Moses and the whoever he was with. I don't know who he was with, to be fair. I don't know that part of the story. I forget. But it's just open. And I'm so surprised that I understand there's no legs, but I am a little surprised still that Pep hasn't tweaked his system to fill those holes.
Well, for a while he couldn't, but now the window's open, so he could theoretically bring somebody in and just keep playing the system he wants to play. I don't think he's going to change it because I think we would have seen it by now. I would have liked to have seen Nico O'Reilly maybe get a shot because he played really well over the weekend. I know it was just Salford, but he's at least a big body. We are desperately seeing how much Rodri did last season with like now that he's not there. You see just how much ground he covered and how much he protected the transition, even though he struggles with that. So yeah, Kova can't do it. But we've known that. And I think he's doing the best he can. He's just not that guy. He just can't do that role. And no matter how many times Pep runs him out there, he's just never going to be able to do it. So we're kind of screwed. And a team like Brentford was always going to take advantage of that.
I think it's also.
I think this was the worst draw of the day today. Like Chelsea came back, they were 2-1 down. They came back, they got a draw. Bad result because it's at home. Our one is probably the least bad draw because it's away at Forest. We're doing really well this season, and we came back. The City one, you're 2-0 up away at Brentford. You have to see that game out. Any way, shape, or form. Like when I was doing the watch on, people in the chat saying, "Oh, City are 2-0 up" and stuff, and I was like, "Oh, here we go, they're coming back and all this." And then Brentford scored twice, and I'm like, "What the hell? Did City just bottle a 2-0 lead? Like this is so not Man City."
It is Man City this season. No, it still is Man City this season.
Yeah, that's been going on for a long time.
Like
We've had a bunch of games like this.
With regards to like which is the worst draw, yeah, we can have that conversation at another time. I think what we want to point out as well is we're just the same team that's been struggling when you guys were reminding us of our 1-13 or 1-14, right? Like, yes, we were catching results, but there's a reason why we're so active in the transfer window. We need these players, we need these bodies, and I agree somewhat with what Kels was saying, but at the same time, we surrendered these goals after Pep made the sub. It's actually when Gunda was playing the role of Kovacic where we looked a little risky, and honestly, we could have conceded before Foden gave us that brace.
Yes,
like it was that back and forth.
Offside goal,
right?
too.
You could have, I'll be honest with you, V, and this is not even a dig at City. You could have scored more goals tonight as well. Like Nunes, when he cut inside, should have just squared it.
Early, Savinho.
Chance.
But you guys also could have been 3 or 4-0 down early and lost it in the last minute. And I think that I understand people saying he can't do much about it, but I saw your kids play at the weekend and they've got legs and they've got energy. In the games before the FA Cup, I saw some of your kids get more minutes. And I looked at today and thought, he's still not giving them a chance. I don't see how putting some young legs in the middle could make you any worse performance-wise than you are. I think it's horrendous that he's in charge of all this young talent and he is not giving them an opportunity at all in any significant game. And it's
I
not like
want to
he was
know what
rubbish.
Bernardo Silva is bringing to this team because he hasn't done a goddamn thing in a long
What
time.
is it? Well, and all these questions, Kovacic's legs and Gundogan's legs, and what does Bernardo Silva
Bernardo's
bring?
legs.
The question should be, Pep, why the hell are you not giving these young players an opportunity and a chance to play? Any other manager in this situation would be getting absolutely chastised because he hasn't explored every option. He hasn't even made an adjustment really to how you guys play. You've got a polo midfield. It is just open and you can't cover the ground. And for me, I watched those 4 games prior to this against four very easy teams, and I wasn't impressed. You won the games though and drew with Everton. But having watched you again today, there is almost zero improvement over the last 4 matches. Like none on a performance level. There's nothing. And you've got new players coming in, but none of them are midfield players. So I still don't see how you're going to be. How Pep? I still haven't seen any City fan, and maybe it's because I haven't watched all the content. If you've got a link, send it to me. There must be some out there who have given a single piece of constructive criticism to their manager to how he can solve the holes in the midfield. I don't think the idea of he's tried everything, there's nothing can be done. That's put an extra body in there if you got do something to cover the hole. It's terrible.
I think he's just kind of overreacting because in the Feyenoord game, he did bring on some young players, and we bottled that lead as soon as they came on when Simpson Pusey and James McAtee came on. So I think that just kind of scarred him, and he doesn't want to give them a chance ever again. He would just rather go down with his old players, even though they're offering nothing. And I think the idea with the defenders is maybe they're just trying to build a wall of defense. This Husanov guy is apparently really fast, so maybe that can help on our transitions because all our defenders are running in molasses most of the time. So who knows?
Yeah. There's a significant chance that you guys might not make top 4. I mean, right now, if you had to put money on it, because City have maybe they're unbeaten in the last 4, whatever, but the underlying numbers of your games are really, really bad compared to the City that we know. This is why I say
there's worse things of not making top 4. There's worse things.
I think it's going to be a top 5 this year. I just have
we can survive not making top 4. We've seen the likes of Liverpool do it, so it's not that big of a deal.
No, but the thing is, that may because City need to rebuild, and a season when you don't have top 4. When you've got a new sporting director coming in, when you've got a bit of turmoil at the club, you've got a lot of outgoings, older players. That's a lot to do in a summer. If maybe you haven't got top 4,
they're doing it right now. What are you talking about? We've already signed 2 defenders. Marmouche is on the way, and we might get a 3rd defender.
But Kel, are they any
January?
Good? Sure, but they're numbers. But are they any good? Well, that's yet to be determined, right? But we don't know if they're good, right?
Until we see them in January. Right. Except for maybe Marmouche.
No, I know, exactly. So if you're not going to get a top player, if you're not going to get a top player in January, then maybe these aren't top players.
Are Newcastle going to sell Bruno Guimaraes in January? Are Atalanta going to
sell an 18-year-old from the Brazilian league? He's not exactly going to hit the ground.
Are Inter Milan going to sell Barea? No. Those are the players available right now.
Kel, can we let Rack finish his point before we jump in? Just because I'm not quite hearing what he's saying yet, and then I'll come to you, Kel. Thank you.
Thing is, for City to get top 4, they have to improve substantially. So when you're saying, yes, you can't get top players in January, I agree. It's very, very difficult. You have to pay a lot of money to do that. And there's many less of them available. So therefore, if you can't get them, are you going to be able to make the jump with the players you're bringing in to get top 4, top 5? I don't know because I don't know these players. Maybe you do. Maybe in the City community, they know better. They've done some analysis into these guys. I think there's a big question mark. Now, obviously, for you guys, if you get top 4, then that's £100 million potentially next season. That helps your rebuild. If you don't have, I've been saying for a few weeks, I think City are going to spend 250, 300 million between this window and the summer window. But if you haven't got top 4, that becomes a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, okay, we get all that, Rax, but I'm not going to go so far to say the incoming players in this January transfer window and already questioning whether they're going to be good or not. Right? We acquire talent for a reason, and we know whether that talent's good or not when they actually kick a ball. So I'm not gonna presume that they're gonna be bad. I will say this: top 4 is our target, right? You got your leopards in the tree that aren't calling whether you're winning the league or not. You got Chelsea that are trying to play it cool. You got Arsenal that are kind of like falling back and seeing what happens. But we know that it's one game at a time with regards to top 4 because we've had such a poor first half of the season. Now, these players that come in, we'll see how good they are. But top 4, falling out of top 4 would be disastrous, because I think we're again in arm's reach of all of this. We're in arm's reach, and this game came down to, unfortunately, poor defending. Came down to some poor defending, some wasted chances in attack, but we've got Champions League to worry about as well. So hey, take these results.
Yeah,
take these results as they happen, because I don't think they're happening for much longer.
Look, I just look at it as, I don't think it's a big dramatic thing. If you guys do miss out on a Champions League spot next year, it's just, I would say it's highly disappointing for a team of your caliber. We
can bounce back, Terry. Liverpool have been out of the top 4.
Hang on. I'm not saying you won't bounce back. You're not. You are listening to respond, and not listening to understand.
No, I'm just trying to add to it.
No, you're getting irate. I'm saying that I wouldn't say you missing out on the top 4 doesn't mean you can't sign top players, and doesn't mean you won't or can't win the league the next season. I'm just stating, for a team of your caliber, players of your ilk, the money you invest, and the manager you have, to miss out on a Champions League spot is hugely... Missing out on the league title is disappointing. Missing out on a Champions League spot is bordering on embarrassing for a team as good as yours. Doesn't mean you won't bounce back the following season. Yeah. I wouldn't make any overarching statements about that at all. There's going to be so many super chats here. First one says, City dropping more points, inject it into my veins, is what Sam Ritchie says. The season is like the Leicester City season. Nobody is good enough to capitalize on the leaders dropping points. You're comparing Liverpool to Leicester. Fair enough. V reminds me of the guy who played, I don't know, Amandale in the Netflix series Lucifer. I didn't watch Lucifer. I don't know. I don't get the reference. I'm sorry. Congrats on the engagement news, Sam. You got engaged? Fuck off. No, who said yes?
I told you to stop disrespecting my legacy, and you don't believe me.
until I see the wedding photos, right? In fact, no. Until I see her with you, I don't believe you.
You're never gonna see that. You think I'm gonna share pictures of my wife to an audience that insults me 75% of the time? Listen, that's never gonna happen.
Privately for your wedding day. There should be pictures.
No one's ever gonna see my wife.
No pictures. Therefore, you're unmarried.
We will if you invite us.
Yeah.
My engagement is literally this Friday.
When's your wedding?
Unplanned.
Oh, well, send me an invite. I'll fly over to Jordan, bro. I'll come.
I don't think either of you will survive a Jordanian wedding.
Bro, why?
Machine guns in the air.
Mate, I'm on that, bruv. One team tried to win, Liverpool. The other tried not to lose at home, by the way. I mean, you're not doing that, though, to Nottingham Forest, their budget, their team. What they did is exactly what they should be bloody doing. They played with 6 at the back and 10 yards from goal. Very hard to play against. That is true. If any Arsenal fan was on here saying this, we'd be getting crucified. Honestly, I'm tired of this double standard. I think he's referring to the campaign about referees and stuff. I will say in the comment section at the start of the video, I thought it was an Arsenal game. It was kind of interesting, which it's funny. Mikel will to choke the game tomorrow up the Reds. Oh, can you imagine if another door's been opened? Can you imagine? Let's be real. Forest were very good defensively, and even someone like Mo Salah will struggle.